And we're moving right along to exercise 12, which is change in character's emotion. And here we have a few examples. We can go from happy to sad and then sad to angry or whatever emotion that we want to convey. But I think I'm going to stick with this. So we'll have our character go from happy to sad and then from sad to angry. So let's go into Synfig here, and I already have my character all set up. And this is supposed to be a coconut. If it doesn't look like a coconut, that means I haven't tried hard enough for it to look like a coconut. But yeah, so this is my character, and I have a bunch of controls over here. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually change the keyframe type to constant because I want to block out my animation. And along with the expressions, I'm going to be posing the character's body as well to better sell or better convey the expression that the character will be doing. First, change the keyframes to constant, and I'm going to turn on the animate button there. I'm just going to move here to maybe frame 1, and I'm going to double click on rig, which contains all of my parts here, my arms and my legs, including the rotation of the body and also for the overall character. So let's go ahead and add some keyframes, and to do that easily is just to select each of these individually and just move them up, down, left or right, or wherever you want to move them. Okay, so we added keyframes for each of these, and we aren't worried about the facial expressions here just as yet. We're going to focus on doing the poses first, and then we add in the expressions. Okay, so here we have that initial keyframe there. I'm going to double click on all keys because I set it up to store all of my keyframes. I'm just going to duplicate this keyframe over here. So now we have 2 sets of keyframes here, and I'm going to go to this first one. I'm just going to alter the character's pose. So the first pose is the character in a happy state. I'm just going to double click on the rig here, and let's go ahead and just create a pose here for the character to look happy. Maybe his arms are bent here. I'm going to create a little hand like so. Yeah, that is looking okay to me. That I'm gonna do the same thing over this side as well. Most of our time will be spent creating the poses, and I'm loving the way that looks. All right, so the character is happy. I'm going to alter his legs as well. I'm gonna move these over like so, move these out just to add a bit more expression. And also let me double click on the rig here. I'm going to just rotate his body a bit, like maybe so, because he's happy. Okay, and again, we aren't worried about the facial expressions just as yet. So let me move down here. So he's happy, and on this pose, I'm gonna make the character sad. Well, I'm gonna put him in a sad state, whatever that pose looks like. Let me actually draw a guideline here, move it there so that I can know where my legs are at any given point. So I'm just going to move this down a bit. And because the character is sad, I'm thinking that he should be slumped over. So that's what I'm creating here. Okay, so he's sad, he's slumped over like that. So we go from a happy to sad, happy to sad. So let me double click all keys here. I'm going to duplicate this keyframe over here. And now we're going to go for the angry pose. Angry, so I believe his arms would be up like something like so, like is angry. So I'm gonna move these here to sell that anger. So let's go back and look at what we have: happy pose, sad pose, angry, and I'm notice that his leg is off of his body here. So I'm just gonna move this up like so, like that. Let me move it up a bit. So that is looking great. So now that we've finished blocking out our poses, we can go ahead and change the keyframe types. So I'm going to just double click on all keys here, and I'm going to right click and click on ease in, ease out, and we're going to change all of these to ease in, ease out. And let me press the preview button here, and then let's play it back to see how it looks. Okay. All right, so they transition between each of them really quick, so we can't really see what's happening. So what I'm going to do is duplicate each of these keyframes. So let me just move these down. While the character is happy, I'm going to have him being happy to maybe here. So I've duplicated that happy pose. So he's happy for a while, and then he changes to sad, like so. And maybe he stays sad for a while, so I'm going to duplicate that keyframe, like maybe there. And then he gets angry. So I'm gonna leave that keyframe there. No need to duplicate that keyframe because it's the very last keyframe. So let's play this back. Let me click on the preview button and play this back. All right, so we have happy, sad, angry. That is looking fine. And while you're at this stage, you want to look at the legs and the arms to see if anything looks out of place, and then you can fix it. I could go in here because the arms are a bit small here, so I could go in and fix that, but I'm going to wait until after I'm done everything else. Okay, so the next step is to work on the expressions. When the character is here, well, I'm going to work on the movement of the face first. So I'm going to have the face come down, and for that I'm going to go to my face controls here and click on face. Well, let me double click on that and just move the face down like so. And notice we're still on constant keyframe, so I'm just going to right click, going to ease. I'm going to change this to ease in, ease out because I'm done blocking out my poses. I don't need to block out my expressions. We could, but I'm going to work with the ease in, ease out keyframe. Okay, so now I'm seeing that I made a mistake. I did not have a keyframe for the original pose here. So I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to make sure that I just set a keyframe here. And then when it comes down here, I'm just going to move the face down like so. So he's looking down because he's sad. And let me just play this back to see how it looks. Okay, and that is looking okay to me. All right, we'll work with that. All right, so let me double click on all keys here. And let's see here. And then when he gets here, he looks up. So I'm going to go back to my face controls here. I'm going to duplicate this to maybe there. Well, let me actually play it back to see. So he begins to move here. So we can have this keyframe there. And then when he gets up, his face moves up because he's angry and he's looking in that direction. And let me hit the preview button here and let's play. Okay. All right. So that's reading fairly well. So let's go ahead and work on the expressions now.
Yo, Kimardi.
Okay, yeah. So it goes from happy to sad to, let me duplicate this keyframe down here, to angry. And I also have an angry mouth shape here that makes him look very angry. Okay, so let me preview this and see what it looks like. Okay, so I like the way this looks. And let me put this on loop here so we can see what's going on. I'm going to actually stop it at maybe frame 60. So let me change this to 60. Press enter. And preview. And set it to loop so you can see what's going on here. Okay, so we have happy, sad, angry. Happy, sad, angry, and that is looking fine to me. Of course, we can go in and alter alter the poses a bit and make it look even more refined, but I think this is looking okay to me. This is looking okay to me. So if you have any questions about what I did here, you can post it in the comments below. And also, I'm looking forward to see what you guys come up with. And also remember that post your finished work inside of the Synfig forums. It's been a while, so I forgot to mention it in the previous video. But yeah, post your work inside of the thread in the Synfig forums so that you can get feedback on your work. And yeah, so I will see you in the next exercise.